live from St. Augustine, live from Bedford-Stuyvesant, the livest one. I was trying to freestyle live from St. Augustine, the most pristine. I don't know what to rhyme with St. Augie. You know what I'm saying? I think I like this up today. All right, y'all. So it's been 3 videos, and I feel like I need to throw a modern video in there to give y'all a little bit of context of what's going on. So I started in September making these videos, and it's now December. But I needed an opening. I needed some fly. You know what I mean? The last one I was swimming, dude. You know what I mean? Woo, talking with my mouth bubbling and all that. Y'all been there. Y'all seen my old opening. It's long. It's crazy. I don't want to do that this time. I do want to do something fun, but the board of advisors is like, put it out, bro. You got 11 videos made. Just start putting them out. So I will be time traveling, jumping back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You are on the 616, in case you're wondering. But I will be jumping back and forth from place to place, doing what I does. This Sadler Award, man. Playground behind me. Why is there a playground behind me? Because I shoot my little videos for the Valve Squad at playgrounds. There are so many playgrounds in Los Angeles, man. I don't have that many playgrounds in I'm tired, y'all. I just woke up. I don't have that many playgrounds in where I grew up. And when I came to California, that's the first thing I noticed. Like, oh my God, there's playgrounds everywhere. So either I'm so tired or I'm getting older, man. There's bags beneath my eyes. I shouldn't have went live, but raw and uncut, this is me. This is what you get, bro. I don't know. Maybe a full night of sleep, I'll feel a little bit better. But for now, this is what you get, man. So playgrounds. I wrote a story called The World's Best Playgrounds. Now, if you don't know me, I travel all around the world. And that's part of my job, part of what I do. I'm a freelancer. I create logos, I paint murals, and I travel. It's part of the ways money comes into my household, okay? And when I do travel, I pick up friends from airports. I get them to the hotel safely, things of that nature. Some of them aren't friends. Many of them are clients, but by the time they be into the trip, whether we are in Vietnam or Cambodia or Morocco or Berlin, by the end of the trip, they become friends. That's the kind of person I am. I don't overstep and I stay in my place, but in the event that they build a friendship, then a friendship blossoms. And many of them go on the same trips or several trips. You know, I make sure that the women are protected. I make sure everybody has a good time. I make sure everybody feels safe. If the group splits up, I grow with a smaller group. Somebody gets in late at night, I meet them at the airport, you know. So I see a lot of the world, man. And while I was around the world, I decided to start documenting some of these wonderful playgrounds because I think it's less than 12% of Americans have their passport, meaning we don't go nowhere as Americans. So when I go places, people are like, oh, Sad is rich. You know what I'm saying? He be out there. I'm not rich. I live a rich life. I live a luxurious life, and I'm not scared to have lunch at the Four Seasons or the Doubletree or the St. Regis or, you know, Mastro's. I like the finer things in life, and I'm aspiring to get to that point where I am rich, but I'm not. But I don't think you have to be rich to live a rich lifestyle. I didn't grow up poor. I grew up, my dad had a couple money blocks mentally because he had 7 kids. And any black man with 7 kids ain't probably going to have access to a lot of cash, especially on a teacher salary. But he was a chemist as well and went on to become a psychiatrist. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a lot to be said, you know, about having a big family. But my kids, my friends, it was only children, 2-parent income. They got more toys, they got more more. They got more toys and stuff, better video games, but I still had that bike. You know what I'm saying? And you give me a bike, I'm gonna do things with it. You know what I'm saying? I was a freestyle, I was a skateboarder. You know what I'm saying? I was imaginative, and we used to make toys out of Dixie cups and tape. All right. Oh, you don't want to buy it, Mom? All right, bet. That's cool. I ain't say bet to my mom, but can I get $5 to go to the store and get a Dixie cup? Pack of Dixie cups. Y'all know what Dixie cups is? It's them little teeny cups you drink when you do, it was for mouthwash. I don't even know if people do that anymore, but a little teeny cup and spit. You know what I mean? That was what a Dixie cup was. But with the shape and some tape, they had an X-Wing fighter, but they didn't have a Y-Wing fighter. So I made my own Y-Wing fighter. Then we got the crazy idea, let's make an X-Wing fighter. X-Wing fighter. Let's make a Millennium Falcon. Let's design our own ships. So with a piece of tape, a Dixie cup, not a piece of tape, a roll of tape, plenty of rolls of tape, a Dixie cup, and you can make anything. All we was doing is putting Star Wars figures in them anyway. Choo, 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 pew, 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 pew. That's all we was doing. It didn't even matter. But what I realized is my homie that used to make the stuff with me, like really, really get busy. Some of the kids was like, make me one. Or they didn't really make stuff. Me and Mark Washington, woo, we be making some crazy stuff. Because the toys wasn't coming out fast enough. Oh, here go where the Jawas live. We line up 3 Dixie cups, make a wall. Lucky I didn't know about paper mache back then. With the internet now, you can make anything. You can make anything. So like, I would have been even more ill, bro. But with that tape and that paint and our imagination, we needed nothing. And it all stems from me going over my friend Jason's house, Jason Posner. Jason was a good kid. You know what I mean? He loved cherry tomatoes. He was weird for a kid to me. But Jason's parents were jewelers. And Jason was one of my first best friends. One day, and Jason was the first person I know who was divorced. His parents was divorced. I was like, whoa, that wasn't some black people. Black people never got divorced. Either the dad just left, or he wasn't there at all. You know what I mean? But Jason had a dad over here with a house over here, and a mom over here with a house over there, or a condo or whatever, in a nice part of town, Rittenhouse Square. Oh, that's where they wrote the line, The Witch in the Wardrobe. So legend has it. Anyway, if anybody wonders where Honeydew and Mary Lou was written, it's Pollywog Park in Los Angeles. Pollywog Park is where Big Z's and the Dream Team was written, and Honeydew and Mary Lou is kind of like, some of it was written in Pollywog Park. It's inspired by North Carolina, where Rashid lives. The house is there, but the actual design of Honeydew and Mary Lou's house is Orange County, actually, off of Bake Parkway near Toshiba. My wife was working at Toshiba, the Japanese TV company, and once she'd be too tired to drive to work. It was like an hour-and-a-half commute, and I was out of work. Well, no, I didn't out of work. I had my book deal, so I would drive her to work. She would work. I would go to a nice playground or a park and draw all day. Now, I had a book deal. Rashid took good care of me, so I didn't. If she was tired, if she's bringing money into the household, I felt like it was my job to drive her to work. So when I got to work, I fell in love with these beautiful little cottages. There's a beautiful cottage right there that might end up in my book. I'm going to show you a long-distance version of it. There it goes. See that yellow house? I'm going to show you a close-up of it. I might edit it in. I like editing in iMovie. It's for sale. I want it. I want it. I could live here. I'm only 2 blocks from the beach. Point is, let me leave the playground stuff in the back. I like that stuff. I love all that stuff. So that's where I made Honeydew and Mary Lou. And as I walk around, I might take pictures of people's houses. And I'll be wondering if they think I'm casing the joint. Like, oh, black guy took a picture of my house. It's time to rob the joint. We got to call the cops on him. Some gangbanger banged on me for, set tripped on me for taking a picture of this empty, abandoned house. No, y'all ain't doing that around here. You ain't doing, I don't know what he was talking about. It was only 3 blocks from my house. So I'm like, bro, I live around here, man. Ain't nobody trying to rob a house. And the house was under construction. I wanted a picture of a house being built, so I took the picture. And he was like, yo, what up, homie? What's that? You know what I mean? I was like, nah, man, it ain't nobody. It ain't about that, man. You know what I mean? I'd still drive past. Near Astro Burger on La Brea. He was mad around there for me taking a picture of a house, man. But one day, one of my dreams is to take these pictures of these houses that people live in and present it to them. Your house will be appearing in this book. Honeydew and Mary Lou and a puppy dog too, coming out in September. I think your house is beautiful and you have a lovely garden. Because I pick up little nuances, man. Some people have garden gnomes. Some people have bells in front of their house. Beautiful vestibules and doorways. And I love architecture, man. Frank Gehry just died. One of my favorite architects. You know what I'm saying? They spoofed him on The Simpsons, and I reposted it, man. But Frank Gehry would really take silver pieces of paper, crumple it up, look at it, and then be like, all right, I'm going to turn that into a building. But not one piece of paper. It might take him crumpling up 75 to 400 pieces of paper. I met his son. I've been to his house. The Simpsons even drew his house on The Simpsons. I was like, wait, what? Anyway, Frank Wright is my number one. Frank Lloyd Wright is my number one architect. I highly suggest you look at works from him. But Frank Gehry is my favorite modern architect, okay? He just died this week. He was 90. And now they have these beautiful, my third favorite is this female from like India. And then my favorite architectural group is the group that did like the Opera House in Sydney, Australia. And they also did a beautiful place in Seattle that looks like whale bones. All of their, this architectural group, all of their buildings look like the inside of fish or the outside of fish, or aquatically inspired. All right, so that being said, let's get back to the playgrounds. Seeing these playgrounds all over the world, I thought a book or a podcast would work of all the wonderful playgrounds around the world. So that's on my list to do. That ain't something to weigh in on or vote for right now. It's not even close. It's just something I like to do when I'm in different places. And I've shot pictures of playgrounds all around the world. And then I met someone from Lonely Planet, right? And on Lonely Planet, they talk about places to go. So why not a kids travel book about the best playgrounds in the world? You in Florida, go to this playground. You in Philly, go to that go to Smith Playground if you're in Philly, y'all, or Sesame Place. But these are free playgrounds that are fun to go to. And it was inspired by Japan. I went to Japan, they had a playground that looked like Godzilla. You climb in his mouth and slide down his tail. Hello Kitty playground. That occurred to me. Why is there no Batman playground? You know what I'm saying? Why is there not a Batman playground somewhere? Has Batman not made enough money? Have kids not spent enough bread on Batman? You ought to make a free playground somewhere in Chicago or Gotham with a Batmobile out front and a Bat Cave. That's 1966 one. Y'all can spend $8 million on one episode or a movie, but can't give the kids a playground. So once my stuff becomes a success, I will be doing public playgrounds branded with my characters. I mean, even old stuff like a Winnie the Pooh playground or Peanuts playground, not a museum where people gotta pay to get in. You know what I'm saying? Put Snoopy House there. Put the fake Christmas tree somewhere outside. And let all these playgrounds be, a lot of playgrounds be generic. This is a generic playground. You buy these pieces, you put them together like Legos, they secure the ground, they put down mulch, and that's it. Based on the environment, this got a lot of drain because it's a swampy area. I'm in Florida. There's an alligator nursery right over there. I swear to God, and you gotta turn off your lights because the sea turtles, the light bothers them and they won't breathe. They won't. I guess they need it quiet. They need completely dark to show their little stuff. But sea turtles, light pollution is a thing. So other than environment, all of our playgrounds are kind of like, this is what a playground looks like. But in California, sometimes you have sea animal playgrounds with whales or butterfly-looking playgrounds. Butterflies or insect playgrounds with giant ants you could climb on. I like themed playgrounds. I don't think that Hot Wheels, Mattel, and if they don't get on it, that's cool because that just leaves an opening for me. You know what I mean? You mean girls wouldn't want to play in a pink playground, Barbie playhouse, 3-story jungle gym with the Barbie Corvette outside? And I don't mean going to Universal Studios and paying $45 to be there. Girls have clearly spent enough money on Barbies that y'all can make that somewhere in your headquarters or in Seattle or Utah or anywhere. Make it a destination. Americans don't travel. And that's part of it because we only have a week off. Your first 3 days, you tired. You just want to sit home. You might go to Miami. You might go to Florida. You might go to Lake Tahoe. You might go to the Poconos. You might go upstate New York. You know what I'm saying? You might go to Virginia Beach. But them Europeans, they get 4 weeks off, 5 weeks off. You know what I'm saying? Some people get 10 weeks off. 10 weeks off? What is that? That's life. That's living, man. I've never been a rat race, hamster wheel type of guy, man. I take my time. I enjoy my life, man. You know what I mean? If anything happens to me, just know I did it well. You know what I'm saying? Frank Sinatra said he did it my way. I ain't do it my way, but I did it well. You know what I'm saying? And I did it good. And I'm going to keep on doing it. I'm going to do it to it till I got no fluid. You know what I'm saying? So, I get out, man. So if somebody got 8 weeks and you got 8 days, of course they gonna go further. I couldn't find good playgrounds in Africa, so I'm gonna make a playground in Africa. Now back to the podcast. What I'm doing with my playground book is I shopped at the Lonely Planet, and they said, "Wow, when you get a pitch deck, come back and see us. This is something we would be interested in publishing that book." So that's in the back burner. It's not aggressively. I'm not aggressively pursuing a book on the world's best playground, but I am casually. I got about 50 from everywhere, and every trip I take, I grab about 3 or 4 more. My whole trip somewhere, like I said, I'm there working, so I can't just look around for where are the playgrounds in Zanzibar, where are the playgrounds in Timbuktu or India, but when I do find them, I put them down, their address, their location, what I like about them, things of that nature. And the fun thing about Florida is that you do see some beautiful birds here, man. I've seen a bird just landed over there. I wish I could share it with y'all. Look like an owl or something. We don't get that in Philly. We get the eagles and pigeons. And he's just flying right past, wing spread. I ain't even going, oof. Wing spread. His wings longer than my arms, bro. I don't even know what that was. But I'm glad my little Oscar ain't here with me, because I'll be trying to, hide him, because he's a little 11-pound itty-bitty thing. You know what I mean? Some of them birds be snatching your dogs and kittens up and be out. So I don't know what's going on around here. Point is, I needed something more accurate, something more immediate that I could do. And what I could do was create the Vowel Squad. And with the Vowel Squad, that's A-E-I-O-U. Worked on that with my man Jamuga Jupiter. A little class he had. Came up with a couple concepts. Bounced them off me. I bounced them right back. And we have a full franchise. A-E-I-O-U and the Y-Jet. Okay? I figured out how to make toys for them. So we will be having Vowel Squad toys. A is for Andrew, Anthony, Andrea, Andrea, Anna, Anita. You know what I'm saying? E is for Eric, Ethan, Erica. So we gonna if you in all about the Vowel Squad life, vowels help you sound out words, short vowels, long vowels, and the Vowel Squad will go there, and that's the tunnel. How many vowels in the word tunnel? Tunnel. Tunnel. Sound it out. You know what I'm saying? Ton. Now, slide. How many vowels in the slide? 2. Sound it out. I. Slide. S-L-I-D-E. Slide. That's a wavy slide over there. You know what I'm saying? That's a straight slide. And then right there, right? I'll show y'all a clip. Over there, it's a wavy slide. It's not worth it, man, for messing up my video. So, wavy. W-A-V-Y. So they fly around places fighting Mr. Mix-Up. And I have a whole script, a 1-hour script based on the Vowel Squad movie. And it's a good movie so far, y'all. I took a writing class this year so I could see why my TV shows wasn't selling. I got something cooking with a very famous comedic family. A comedic family that y'all have known for a long time. It ain't too many comedic families, so I'm gonna present them with a script as well. It has nothing to do with my comic book script, but I've been in writing class, y'all. I've been in writing class for 8 months, and I did another 5 to 6 months at Netflix in the animation writing room, learning from the best. You know what I mean? Some people from so many HBO shows, Empire, and you know, How to Train Your Dragon and Toy Story 2. These people mentored me and helped me get my writing skills, my writing weight up. So now that I know what I'm doing in the writing room, and keep in mind, I had a TV show with my man Tramp called Station Zero. We're going to put out a box set this summer and sell it out the trunk, bro. I think, allegedly. We'll see what happens. We don't have enough lead time as I would like, but I'm gonna make some hats or some dedications. It comes from my portfolio, so we're not breaking any rules. However, I did come to, it was like I was the straight man. There was a hip hop guy that was into, my God, this bird is big. Woo! I wish y'all could see this. It was a hip hop guy that was named Chino, and he was hardcore. He liked all the hardcore rap, you know what I mean? Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, you know what I mean? Papoose type of rap, you know what I'm saying? Razzcast. And then you had a Jiggy dude. He liked all the flossy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Biggie, Jay-Z type, you know what I mean? You know, all that big talk. Nas runs the gambit. Nas is half backpack, half flossy. You never know what you're going to get with Nas. But, so the two sides of hip-hop. We didn't have a down south dude represented back then, but it would have been nice to bring a down south dude into the mix, which would be great. If anybody wanted to work on a modern day Station Zero, I think it would be funny. But I wrote a Station Zero skit, and let me show you how it goes. So Karaz would be like, I heard Dr. Dre got his doctorate from USC. You know what I mean? University of Southern California. Got that Beats by Dre, man. He's a real doctor now. Chino will be like, Dr. Dre ain't no real doctor. You know what I'm saying? He it's an honorary degree. He ain't put the time in and do the work, man. He just spent the money. And then Scooter might say, hey guys, I heard, what kind of doctor is Dr. Dre? And then Karaz will probably be like, he's a rheumatologist. Those are the kind of jokes that would be on Station Zero. It was a black and Latino Beavis and Butthead that made fun of hip-hop and hip-hop people. You know what I'm saying? Not fun of hip-hop, made fun in hip-hop and with hip-hop people. We had cool guests on the show like The Roots, Charlie Baltimore, Angie Martinez, Wu-Tang came on the show, Ja Rule came on the show, Outkast came on the show, and you know, I got to kick it with a lot of these people. So the show was legendary, man. But MTV closed their animation department, and I was out of a job. You know what I'm saying? It was one of my best jobs I ever had in my life, and part of the reason why I met all these rappers, the second time in my life. Every 6 or 7 years, I get a shot at greatness. Every 6 or 7 years, and this is my new shot, y'all. The other video I made in like a conference room in a library. The one I'm gonna drop tomorrow is too quiet. I would love to turn the video up, but I didn't know how low I was talking. That's why I'm projecting today. Didn't know how low I was talking, and it didn't come out as loud as I was like. So you're gonna have to listen. You're gonna have to lean in, turn the volume up if you wanna watch that one. But I'm gonna continue to give y'all consistent content, talking about my adventures, talking about what I'm trying to do. And so the Val Squad is on deck, competing with Honeydew and Mary Lou. And I'm working on a Saturday morning cartoon model where you can watch the Val Squad, Honeydew and Mary Lou, and then my other comic, Big Z's and the Dream Team, which is about some super sheep. So this is a very exciting time. I'm a very exciting guy, and you're in a very exciting audience. I just wanted to let y'all know about the Val Squad. I've been doing it practical, where it's like, this is a letter, this is the bad guy. I can't tell y'all too much because I didn't send my script to the WGA, which is the Writers Guild of America, which is where you need to register all your scripts. It's only like $20, $30. So register your script once you finish. Key point is once you finish. I'm not finished. I need to register it now while I got money. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm working every day down Florida. Oh, that's another thing I do. No days off. I work like Asian people that own a damn restaurant. I work 7 days a week. Rent is due for 31 days of the year, but you gonna work 20 of them and try to play catch up? When you work 7 days a week, you don't have to struggle as much because you're working 7 days a week. You just gotta schedule what time you gotta be at work the next day. These days I don't have to be to work till 4 o'clock. That's a long time, and I get off maybe 12. I don't always work full time, but I work 7 days a week. That's the key to my success right now. You know what I'm saying? No days off. But when I do take a day off, spread out, relax. I'll take 10 days off. I'll work 3 months, 7 days straight, and then take 2 months off. That's why I look like I'm never doing nothing, because I just work 9. I get low. Oh my God, I got some stuff bothering me, man. I had a bad business deal go bad, and I stopped posting on Instagram because people in my life did me dirty. And even if they didn't do me dirty in their mind, I felt disrespected in my mind. Things I suggested got put to the back burner, and then they came in, and then I brought things to the table, and then they suggested other things, and then they pushed me out, and then they forced my hand, and now they like my pictures. And I want nobody to know what I'm doing rather than getting a like. Every like, all money ain't good money, all likes ain't liking you. The video ended because I was about to go down a negative road. That's what I believe. So, good morning. I'm having breakfast. Use a real butter, undeniably dairy. Hence the cow hood. And tomorrow's video sound is not perfect, or not tomorrow's, but you'll see a video in a day or two that's not perfect. And that's okay, because the point for me is to keep going. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's the long haul. It's the long haul. It's the long run. It's the consistency that I'm going for here. Because the key to life is consistency. You can be consistent in a lot of different things, but when you're successfully consistent, you're going to win. I'm trying to get that money when I'm asleep. Two of my idols, Nipsey Hussle, Tupac Shakur. I'll be calling my mentality Hustle Shakur. You know what I'm saying? With the fearlessness of Tupac, the consistency of Nipsey, and the dedication of them both. You put that into the mix and it's good. I met this girl I ain't meet her, I saw her on the internet. She had 5 books to recommend. I'm gonna tell you all those 5 books in one of my upcoming joints. In one of my upcoming, what are these? I don't know what they are. Digital diaries, you know what I mean? Journaling. Am I journaling? My journal journey? You know what I'm saying? But the point is that I'm gonna jump into maybe 2 of the 5 of these books. I like books. You know what I mean? One of them is about deep thinking. Another one is about, I don't know. We're going to pick which book to start. Y'all might start the book with me, and we walk through the book. This is just me freestyling as we go. This ain't about the Warner Brothers sale, Netflix, the Paramount. They're too far ahead of me, man. They're too far ahead of me for me as a content creator, for me to understand how that's going to affect me. But I got puppet shows coming, and that's my content. Which puppet show to lead with? Which puppet show, which Saturday morning cartoon we going to start off with? What does the lineup look like? Recording records. I got a record. Do I share this already? Anyway, I made a record with my characters. And now I want to make giant puppets and sell it to the hip hop museum. But what I don't want to do is mess around and keep starting projects and never finishing. That's why these are called start to finish, because I'm starting to finish. And we're going to see these things from concept to execution. You know what I'm saying? So my little toys or whatever, my Val Squad, my Honeydew and Mary Lou, and now my new joint that I can't even tell y'all the name of, but it's about cans and painting. Okay, that's the most I can tell you. And we're going to call that the 3 Project. No, we're not going to call it the 3 Project. Too much history. We're going to call it this, that, and the third. Because the third is a big part of it. The third is a big element of it. So we're going to call it this, that, and the third until I copyright my name and do all my website stuff. But this, that, and the third is not a puppet show. It is a costume character show where I go to different schools and it all coincides. So my brand, Kids Entertainment, is an umbrella that encompasses, is a fun umbrella. You know what I'm saying? That encompasses about 5 or 6 different properties. We're going to talk about which properties to lead with. And I do have some adult properties that will address Netflix, Warner Brothers, Star Wars, comic book stuff. All the stuff we love as a group. All the stuff we're into. And I think I want to approach it with investors. And I want to make it worthwhile for the investors. And I think the investment number is going to be around $7,000. And as I move towards that, I'm gonna see what you get for that $7,000. How you make your money back, if you get an ROI, how it works. I'm not putting my own money into some of my adult projects. I'm pouring so much financially into my children's projects that I don't want the adult stuff to get cloudy. If the adult stuff hits, that's my job every day. The other stuff is my dream. What they say, don't quit your daydream, don't quit your dream job. So I'm after it, man, one way or another. I hope y'all have a great day. It's me checking in. And soak that up like a sponge, y'all. Thank you for listening. This ain't you sit there eating popcorn watch. You watch how you want to watch. If you cleaning the house while I'm talking, so be it. If you are putting your baby to sleep, so be it. If you are driving to work and you just throw me on for a quick, background, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been with me a long time. Y'all gonna be with me a lot more. And let's watch this. As Renata Dunn said, the ascension begins. You know what I'm saying? So this is the rise and rise of Quanzilla, a.k.a. Sadler Ward, sharp as a sword. About to live a lifestyle most couldn't afford. If you never be bored, you can press record. And at the end of the day, I give thanks to the Lord. That's a freestyle. This is off the top. You know what I'm saying? But it's true. It's true. Shout out to my mother. My mother's birthday was a few days ago. And my sister just went ballistic on me, man. About my mom. Because I loved her and I drew a picture of her and I'm putting my mom in my children's books now. J.T. Pillowsworth. That's her name in my books. That's not her real name, but that's what we calling her. And because she made pillows for everybody. Back pillows, neck pillows, pillows, couch pillows. Like, you come to my house, she'd be like, what's your favorite color? You come back the next time, she'll have a pillow for you. Patterns, you look like quilts. You know what I'm saying? I come from a very creative background. Father and mother, creative. My little nephew is a painter. His nephew is a painter. Like, I could do a 5-generation art show and show y'all art from 5 artists in my family. And I'm not talking about part-time artists. I'm talking about big 6-foot pieces, painting, sculptures, built stuff. You know what I mean? My little nephew draws every day. He joined the Navy. Shout out to him, Azor. And I wish him the best. You know what I'm saying? Because this artist life is not easy. It's not for everybody. It's not for most people, bro. It's not for me. But there's nothing else I could do. I had no choice. You know what I'm saying? So, when people tell me their kids want to be artists, I'll be like, ooh, I don't know. I'll pray for them. That's all I can do. Because I can't tell you how to do it. That's why we're here. Because I got the ideas. Y'all got the vision. Come together. We're gonna weigh in and make this shit happen together. In the comments, you're gonna tell me, oh, I like that idea about the children's book about the world's best playground. Like, let's take 3 months and focus on that and send it to Lonely Planet. Or maybe let's take 1 weekend and focus on that and send it to Lonely Planet. But January, my cousin told me, yo, the script gotta go out. We're gonna start pitching. So I'll be back in front of the Disneys and the ABCs and CBS's and the Paramounts and the A24s and the Cube Bench and the Monkey Paws and the Uppities and Forrest Whitaker's company. Like, I'm going back to Sundance. This is called The Last Dance this year. Sundance is the last time it's in Utah. I don't think I'm going to Denver to enjoy Sundance. I've had my fill. I've met my folks, and I paid my dues. It's time for me to get paid. It's time for you to see me rise. It's time for you to have interaction on the type of content you want to see. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to sit around arguing about, you know what I mean, why they doing Superman wrong. Let's get Big Z's right. And I got some homies. Indie Speedway is the name of the magazine. They're going to do an article on me. I'll make the magazine available on my website. So you can buy it, and I'll mail it to your house. Not free of charge, but like for $1 or $2. It's easy to send media. I'm going to get 15 copies. No, I'm going to get 20 copies of this magazine. Put it on my website, and then you can order and read the article on what it is I'm actually doing and all my stuff, man. It's time to go. It's go time. My peeps made the Marvel Mass Appeal stuff. It looks great. I hated on it because Marvel never calls me, and I'm a comic book artist. That pisses me off. But I don't draw that good, but I do have artists under me. I'm a creative director. I have artists under me that draw better than anybody in the world, or just as good as Sanford Green. You know what I mean? And they hired Sanford Green. It's like a name game. Everything is a name game. If you're not a name brand, they don't want to F with you these days, man, because they know there's pre-sale built into your name. So what I'm doing with you is building up my audience so people know who I am. So people know what I do. So people know I get busy. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Peace. Soak that up like a sponge. Thank you. I'm glad I didn't go down that negative path. But there are some, not demons, but there are some hurdles and some troubling souls in my midst. And And I'm trying to overcome that, overcome this, and get to where we need to got to go. Peace.